Hello everyone, hello friends. My name is Sonja. Welcome to today's practice. And today we open our hips. And it's going into the 30-minute series where I offer for 30 minutes like shoulder openings, hip openings, and lower back and whatever. Just going through the body with certain parts, okay? So today we practice hip openers. We do hip openers, but also some stretches in the hip flexors. All right, so meet me on the mat. And come to lay onto your back. All right, so take your feet a little bit forward, take your hands onto your knees, shoulder heads back. Let the feet and the knees be in the same direction. Lift the lower abdominal muscles, but keep the shoulder heads back. So keep your upper back straight. Release your hands and slowly lower down. And bring your knees into the chest. Hug your knees in for a moment. Rock from side to side. Massage your lower back. Give yourself some love, some kindness. Maybe making some circles with your knees in both directions. And bring your breath into this practice. So the breath is really, really important. It helps to release, to soften, to let go. Okay, and then come into half happy baby. So here we straighten the left leg forward. Take the hands behind your right thigh and gently coax that right knee towards the right shoulder. Keep the left leg very active. You can stay here or reach to the outside of your right foot. Take your knee a little bit further out to the side. Keep the left hand on top of your left thigh if you have that second option, okay? If not, keep interlacing your hands, both hands behind that leg. And just gently awaken your hips. Okay, and then bring both knees again into the chest. Notice the new sensations in your right leg, right hip. Straighten the right leg forward. Take your left hand, interlace them behind your left knee, and gently take that knee towards the left shoulder. And again, you have the second option to take the foot. Grab the foot, take your right hand onto your right thigh. Oops, I get a cramp here. Just gently open up, being kind. Take the knee a little bit over to the left side. Breathe into it. Notice if you start gripping. Soften. And bring that leg back. Bend both knees. Bring both knees in. And then we come into full happy baby. Take the soles of your feet towards the sky. knees down towards the armpits, and then I lower my lower back down to the mat. So make sure the lower back doesn't lift up. Draw the tailbone forward. And here too, should just gently rock from side to side. Kindness is the most important for ourselves, being always kind and loving. Often we criticize ourselves, we're angry with ourselves, and guess what? Where it goes? Into our hips. All right, bring your knees back together. And then lower the left leg down and take your right leg towards the ceiling. Externally rotate that thigh bone, the femur bone. The femur bone is right here, and it turns into the hip socket, okay? So without taking the leg out to the side, it just turns. Bend your knee, keep that angle, flex the toes, and take your right ankle on top of your left knee. And gently take your right hand and press into that knee. You can stay right here, or bring your left knee in, interlace your hands behind your left thigh. You have a blanket, if you need a blanket, behind your head or anywhere else. Take 2 more breaths here. Breathe into your outer hip, your right outer hip. And then very slowly release your hands and keep that ankle glued to the left knee. And just take your knees, your feet, your right foot over to the left side. Take your right arm over to the right. Grab your right ankle with the left hand. And inhale, slowly come back to the center and release that leg. Keep your right knee bent, take your left leg towards the ceiling. Same actions here. I rotate the femur bone over to the left side. Not the leg, just the femur bone. And bend your knee, take that ankle on top of your right knee. Gently take your left hand into the left knee. Keep your toes flexed. And then lift the right knee up and interlace your hands behind your right thigh. You can also bend your knee and take your leg a little bit further in. Breathe into your left outer hip. If you're sitting a lot, you may feel this. This is a really good stretches. And then very slowly release your hands and keep the ankle where it is and take your foot over to the right side. Take your right hand onto your left ankle. Keep pressing your left knee away. Take your left arm over to the left side. And slowly inhale, come back to the center. And release that leg. Take your feet wide and just sway your knees from side to side for a moment. Breath is long and even. Okay, and come into stillness. And then I rock back and forth, or you can turn over to the right side and come up into a seat. I bring my knees in and take the feet back, come forward, do it 2 more times. And come all the way forward. I take my sit bones onto a blanket. I like some softness underneath. And then take the flesh out to the side, from side to side. So you can feel the sit bones ground into the mat. And then take your feet wide, take your hands behind you, shoulder heads draw back, lift the chest. And again, gently move your knees from side to side. Be very careful with your knees here, so flex the toes. If you have knee issues, don't go so deep. Breathe into your hips. All right, and then from here come up onto your hands and knees. I take the blanket away. Spread your fingers here. Align your knees underneath your hips, and I'm actually turning forward like that. Okay. And then I take my right leg out to the right side. We do some cat and cows here. Inhale, extend the heart forward, shoulder heads back. And exhale, rounding your spine. Inhale, extend. Exhale and round. Push the mat away. Inhale, reach. And exhale, round. One more inhale and exhale. Walk your hands back and we come into gate pose here. Inhale, reach your arms towards the sky. And with the exhalation, turn your foot out to the right side. If you're hyperextending here, take a block underneath your right knee, and I'll show you that. Actually, the block is right here. If you hyperextend, take the block right here and support your leg. If you have a hard time pressing your toes down, you can take the block underneath your foot. Okay? Keep that outward rotation. Take your left foot a little bit further out to the left side. And then inhale, reach your arms towards the sky. With the exhalation, I draw my right outer hip towards the left heel and take the right hand down the right leg. Rotate the chest open, breathe deeply. And then exhale, take your gaze down and release your right hand down and square that foot again. And then bend your knee in and take the left leg out to the side. Some cat and cows here. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale and round your spine. Inhale, extend. Exhale and round. Again, reach the heart forward. Exhale and round. Inhale, lift. Walk your hands back. And then turn your left foot out to the left side. Reach your arms towards the sky. And again, you can take a block underneath your foot or your knee. Actually, I keep the block there. And we reach forward with the left hand, down your left leg, right arm over your right ear. Draw the left outer hip back towards the right heel. Rotate the chest open. And exhale, take your gaze down, release your hands down, and bring your left leg in. Sit back for a moment and come into a child's pose. I turn sideways again. Take your sit bones back, reach your hands forward, roll the outer arms down. Inhale, lift the gaze, walk your hands back a little bit, and we step the right foot forward. You can use blocks underneath your hands to make that easier. Take the left knee slightly back. Take your hands onto your right knee and lift yourself up. You can uncurl the toes on the left leg if you like. And then gently engage your left knee and right heel, pulling towards each other. And then take your left hand down to the instep of your right leg and gently let the right knee fall out to the right side. I'm actually turning my toes a little bit to the right. Draw the back of the skull back, open up. Breathe deeply. And slowly come back to the center. Take your right hand down and straighten the right leg and draw the hips back. And one more time, we bend that knee and keep the knee on top of your ankle. Take your left hand, keep it where it is, rotate the chest open and take your right arm towards the ceiling. Now press your knee into the center. And exhale, lower that right hand down and take your right knee back. Step your left foot forward, take your right knee a little bit further back. Same actions here, take your hands onto your knee and press yourself up. Pull your right knee, left heel towards each other, anchor your tailbone down. Breathe deeply. And then take your right hand to the instep of your left leg. Lift the toes on your left leg and take your knee out to the side. Keep the knee and the toes in the same alignment. and very slowly come back to the center. Straighten the left leg. Draw the hips back. And come forward again. Okay? Keep the knee on top of your ankle. Take your right hand to the instep of your left leg. Rotate the chest open, right shoulder head back. Take your left arm over your left ear. Keep pressing the knee into the center this time. And exhale, lower the left hand down and take your left knee back. Again, we transition through a child's pose. Take your knees wide, take your sit bones back. Let the forehead go down. If the head is in a too far extension, bend your elbows and take your hands underneath your forehead. Reach your hands forward if they are forward, pressing your hips back. 2 more breaths here. And then lift the gaze and walk your hands back. Cross your ankles or curl your toes under behind you. Come up onto your feet, lift the knees, and then slowly start straightening your legs. If this is too much, you can take your blocks underneath your hands. Let the head go. Maybe grabbing your elbows behind your knees. Shake your head yes, and shake it no. Again, breath is long. And very slowly release your hands. Come halfway up. Take your thumbs into your hip creases and slowly rise up. Okay? And we come into Malasana. If you need a blanket, take a blanket. So some of you may take the heels onto the blanket. I show it first without the blanket. I take my feet a little bit more than hip width apart. Take the heels slightly in and the toes out. So you don't want to have the toes too far out. Let the knees and the toes go in the same direction. And I lower down, bring the hands to the heart. This could be a prayer position. Press your knees into your arms. Let me show you another position if this doesn't work. So again, if this doesn't work, you take your heels onto a blanket. So the heels are lifted up a little bit and you have an easier time to go down. And if that doesn't work, you can take 1 or 2 blocks underneath your sit bones and take a seat. And do the same thing, pressing your elbows into your knees. Okay? I come back to my Malasana. Take a few more breaths here. Okay, and then I straighten the legs, come into a forward fold, just a little bit wider than your hips. And bend your right knee, bend your left knee, just shift from side to side a little bit. And then take your hands into your hip creases and come all the way up. From here, we go into a kneeling warrior 2. So we take the right knee down, take the left foot out to the side, so it's practically almost similar to what we had before in the gate pose, except that the knee is bent here. The left leg is again in an outward rotation. The right leg is in neutral, so the foot goes a little bit back. This femur bone is in the same alignment than the pelvis, and I anchor my tailbone down, so you can go back and forth a little bit. Okay, take your arms up by your side, take your gaze over your left middle finger. Release your right hand down your right leg and lift the left. And exhale, take your left hand to the instep of your left leg, right arm over your right ear. Inhale, slowly come back up and reverse. And come back onto your knees and take your other leg out to the side. Take your left foot a little bit back to the side, bend your front knee in a 90-degree angle. Rotate the chest open, arms up by your side. Take your gaze over your right middle finger. Release your left hand down, right arm over. And exhale, take your right hand to the instep of your right leg, left arm over your left ear. Keep hugging your right outer hip in. If this is too much, you can always take a block underneath your right hand here. And slowly inhale, come back up. And exhale, hands onto your hips and bring your right knee back in. And from here, we again go into a child's pose. Big toes together, sit bones back, hands forward. Releasing the lower back. And then walk your hands back. Cross your ankles behind you. And again, I take a blanket underneath my sit bones. I take the left leg forward, maybe taking it out to the side a little bit. Take the right hand underneath the right knee, grab your ankle, and lower the foot. Now, if this knee is lifted, I recommend you take a block underneath that knee to keep it safe, okay? I turn my chest, my heart, towards the straight leg. Take the left thumb into left hip crease, draw that back. Take your right hand towards the ceiling and reach over to the left. Grab your ankle or foot, your calf, ankle or foot. Lengthen and exhale, fold. Cross your other hand over and lean forward. Inhale, lift the gaze and gently walk your hands back. Lift the right knee back up. Take the left foot straight forward. Take the right heel as close as you can towards the sit bone. Take the left arm and hug your knee in. Press your knee against the arm, reach through the crown of the head and twist over to the right side. Inhale, come back to the center and come back to the center. Straighten the right leg forward. Bend your left knee in. Take your right leg a little bit out to the side. Grab your ankle, tuck your foot in. Again, support the knee if you need to. Rotate your heart towards the straight leg. Right thumb into your right hip crease, left arm towards the ceiling. And hinge forward. Reach over to the right side. Lower your hand on the outside of your leg. Slide it forward if you can, grabbing your foot. Folding forward. Take your right hand forward. And inhale, lift the gaze and walk your hands back. Take your left hand underneath your left knee, bring it in. Take your right leg straight forward. Take your right hand, right arm around your left knee and left hand behind you. Lengthen upward. Reach through the crown of the head and gently twist over to the left. And rotate open to the right side. And come back to the center. Straighten the left leg forward. And just gently rotate your legs. And then bend your knees. And slowly roll down to the mat. We already did a twist, so you can just maybe again gently rock your knees from side to side. And then release your legs into Shavasana. Do anything you need from Shavasana. Maybe you like to support your knees. Maybe you like to support the back of the skull. I like to rotate my head a little bit, make sure the head is at the right place. Maybe wiggle the feet, let the toes fall out to the side, relaxing the legs. Feel all the sensations in your pelvis. I like to roll the outer arms down, have an open chest, and then take your hands to the heart for a moment and just give yourself some love. Let go of anything you don't need anymore. Surrender, let go. You can stop the video for a while and stay here for 10 minutes or so. If you're ready to come out, reach your arms overhead. Bend your knees. Roll over to the right side. Use the strength of your upper arm. Let the head be the last thing to come up. Come up into a seat. Cross your legs for a moment. Sit up very tall. Bring your hands to the heart. Honor your practice. Honor your time you spend to take care of yourself. Let me know how it goes. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Please sign up for my channel and come back. Get notified for new videos. Thank you.